Hey, what's up everybody? My name is Cameron, and in today's video, I'm going to talk to you about 6 resolutions that I have for 2022. So this is a video I make pretty much every year going into the new year. Earlier today, I actually went and looked back on some of the videos I've made in the past, and I have to say it was pretty motivating and inspiring to watch those videos. It really allowed me to see just how far I've come from some of those early days setting those resolutions. Now, I certainly am a huge believer and advocate for goal setting and manifestation. In my own life, I've certainly seen these practices pay off exponentially. And I know for a fact that I would not be where I am today if it weren't for my planning and as well as the mindset that goes into how I attack every single day. Looking back on the resolutions that I set for myself back in 2021, I was extremely aspirational with pretty much all of my resolutions. And I know that this is a good practice just because if you set goals that are too easy to accomplish, it's not always super motivating to go out and do that. I know this was the case for my financial goal for my net worth. In the past, I had always done something that I knew that I could kind of achieve based on, what financial opportunities I had coming my way that year, whether it was an internship or whatever. But this last year, I made the effort to really go above and beyond and push myself outside of my comfort zone with respect to those goals, and I can proudly say I accomplished that. In a few minutes, you'll kind of see what I'm talking about because I'm definitely implementing that into my goals again for this year. It's kind of that typical cliche of shoot for the moon, and even if you miss, you'll still be among the stars. And although that doesn't really make sense astronomically, I think it really does apply to your goals. Even if you set extremely high and aspirational goals and you don't reach those, most likely where you end up at the end of the year or at the end of the timeline that you've given yourself is still going to be a lot further ahead than if you had just set some goals for yourself that were pretty easy to achieve. That's definitely going to be the case with all of the goals I've set for this year. I've always really enjoyed watching other people's goals, and I hope that you guys enjoy seeing this for yourselves. Also, leave your goals down below in the comments. I definitely want to see what you guys are looking to accomplish this year. I think we've created a pretty cool community here on YouTube, and I think it's always a great idea to kind of speak your goals into existence just to allow for a little bit more accountability. So with this all being said, let's get into the 6 resolutions that I have for 2022. So the first resolution that I have for myself is to work out at least 5 days a week. Now, exercise and fitness has pretty much been a resolution of mine every single year. Physical health is definitely a top priority in my life. I am fortunate to be in great shape, and I think that is certainly a testament to my daily habits and kind of the lifestyle that I live. I definitely am proud of where I am currently with respect to my physical fitness, but like all things, there's always room to improve. There are so many benefits that come with physical fitness, both physical and mental, and I think that kind of in this last semester of college, as I move into my full-time job in the summer, it's really going to be so important that I have these daily habits instilled in my routine, just that when times get tough and things get busy, it's a part of my daily life and I can't give them up. At the end of the day, it really comes down to discipline, and I think that by implementing these habits right now, it'll then carry over into the rest of my life. This is certainly the case for a lot of other habits that I currently have, and pretty much is the case for exercise, but I think by quantifying it and saying I want to work out 5 days a week, or at least do some sort of physical activity 5 days a week, certainly is aspirational, but 100% very doable. At the same time, I know it's not extremely aspirational. I obviously could have said 7 days a week, but I also do understand that sometimes it is more important to give your body some rest. So that's why I didn't want to push my body past the limits, because at times that can actually be more harmful to your body than actually exercising that day. So that is my first resolution for 2022, and that is to exercise 5 days a week. The second resolution that I have set for 2022 is to read/consume 40 books during this year. Now, what the heck do I mean by consume? Well, the fact of the matter is that reading a physical book is not the only way to read a book these days. I know that last year I definitely utilized a lot of audiobooks. I would listen to them on my walk to class or even the first few minutes when I was in the gym doing cardio, and it's very helpful. Audiobooks definitely make it possible to tackle some very large books in a much shorter period of time. I remember last year I listened to Snowball, which was a biography about Warren Buffett that is, typically a 1,000-page, very thick book. And the audiobook itself was, I think, 23 hours, but I listened to it at like 2.5 speed. So eventually I was able to tackle that a lot faster than I would if I were reading 1,000 pages. Again, reading is one of those resolutions that's probably on my list every single year, and that certainly shows kind of how important I see reading as part of my life. I really do enjoy reading and learning new things, and I think that books in general are kind of the best format to learn something really well. The reason I picked 40 was honestly just because it was a clean, even number. I was thinking 52, but let's be honest, that's not really gonna happen. I'm not gonna read a book every single week, but I think 40 is still very aspirational. And honestly, if I can read 40 books throughout the year, I think that will be extremely helpful and will allow me not only to increase my reading speed and comprehension, but also learn a thing or two along the way, which really is the reason that I want to do it. In the past, I've read a lot of books about business, productivity, self-help, but now I'm kind of trying to even it out between those very nonfiction books and fiction books, just because those fiction books are a little bit easier to read quickly, just because you're not trying to churn information over in your head and really retain it to your memory. But anyway, you understand the point of this, and that is the second resolution, is to read/consume 40 books throughout the entire year. The third resolution that I've set for myself is definitely the most aspirational. This kind of goes along with what I was talking about before with setting extremely high goals for yourself. And this resolution is to achieve a net worth of $100,000. Now, I am certainly not anywhere close to that right now, but again, that's what I said to myself last year, and I ended up surpassing the goal that I set for 2021. So if that were to happen for 2022, that would be amazing. This is kind of one of those things I'm just manifesting. I'm believing in myself. I think that combined with the income that I'll get from my job, as well as kind of all these side hustles that I have going on with YouTube and some other things, it certainly is possible to get to that $100,000 net worth. It definitely won't be easy, but I certainly do believe that through hard work, I 100% can get to this level. Also, in years past, I always said that I wanted to max out my Roth IRA as part of this goal. And fortunately for myself, I've actually already done that this year. So I've kind of put myself in the best situation possible to move forward aggressively and attack this goal for the next 11 and a half months of this year. So that is the third goal that I have set for myself, and that is to achieve a net worth of $100,000, which honestly just sounds crazy to even say. The next resolution that I have for myself is to post at least one video on this channel every single week. I think 2021 was the most consistent I've ever been on YouTube, and I really saw it paid dividends. Not only did my revenue per month go up a lot, but also the subscribers and the engagement that I got on my videos really improved. And honestly, I say I was consistent, but I wasn't even that consistent. There were times that I took several weeks off to study, do other things, and I think that if I can just hold myself to one video at least per week, that will really make a huge difference for my channel. It would add some consistency for you guys, my viewers, and it would just add clarity for myself to kind of understand what I need to do each week to feel that I am contributing to my channel. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing where this channel can go in 2022. Not only am I graduating from the University of Florida in the spring, but I'm starting my dream job in New York City in July. So definitely will have plenty of opportunities for content for you guys then. But anyway, this is a resolution I'm really looking forward to, and that is at least one video per week for this YouTube channel. The next resolution that I have for myself is something that really can't be measured, but it is to take more risks. As you guys know, a lot of my life has been extremely calculated. I make these videos at the beginning of the year or the beginning of the semester, documenting and walking through exactly what I want to accomplish. And although that's good, and that's what's allowed me to get to the point that I'm at today, which is a spot that I'm extremely proud of, I also understand that the biggest strides that you can make in your life come from taking risks. And also, I am the youngest now that I'll be for the rest of my life. And I think it's really important to take risks while you're young, and you can kind of have the flexibility and the freedom to fail several times. And I just understand that for myself to grow, it's important to take risks and to fail and occasionally succeed. Whether these are financial risks or risks with relationships or, something like moving to a new city or taking a job or starting a business venture, I think just overall taking risks is going to be a really big part of my 2022. In the past, I've always been a very logical thinker. I think things through. And honestly, I've been very hesitant to try new things and get outside of my comfort zone. I'm not very spontaneous, and I know this was something I definitely tried to work on in 2021 and honestly did improve upon. And all of this is kind of part of that resolution of really just trying to take more risks. Now, finally, the last resolution that I have for myself for 2022 is to be more active on social media. Now, I certainly spend a lot of time scrolling through Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, but I don't find myself posting all too often. Sure, I might post a picture on Instagram after I get a cool picture at the Grand Canyon or something like that, but I really don't do too much of documenting my life. Also, I think just the network that you can build on a social media like Twitter is so cool. I definitely follow a lot of accounts that are business focused, whether it's IB, VC, private equity, investments, whatever it is. It's really cool to see kind of how they all interact. And especially with Twitter, there's kind of a barrier that is taken away. I mean, honestly, you can reply to one of Elon Musk's tweets and he might even get back to you. I think in the past few years, especially on Twitter, I was always hesitant to, post some tweets or reply to people just because, my Twitter account I started back in high school. So a lot of my high school friends and acquaintances follow me. And honestly, at this point in my life, I need to just get over that and not care what any of them think. And obviously, I'm at that point to a certain degree, and I think that kind of just making this step and trying to just go after these things that I want will kind of get me past that hurdle. So if you are looking to follow me on pretty much any of these social medias, my handle is the same. It's just at Galbraith. I definitely plan on posting a lot more on Twitter, whether it's engaging with some bigger accounts or even some tweets of my own. I definitely plan on just being more active and sharing a little bit more about my life behind the scenes. I always love it when you guys follow me on Instagram or connect with me on LinkedIn. It's really cool to kind of virtually meet the people who watch my videos. It's a very like-minded audience, and I honestly can't wait to see kind of where that takes us in the future. Also, I understand the importance of social media. I mean, the position I'm in today is in large part due to my YouTube channel. I know I talked a lot about my YouTube channel in job interviews, and honestly, we see new people pop up every single day who hit it big on TikTok or YouTube or Twitter. And I think it's just a really important tool to help build my network and really just make the most of the world that we are currently living in. So that is the final resolution that I have, and that is to be more active on social media. So those are the 6 resolutions that I have set for myself for 2022. Definitely pretty aspirational. If I can achieve just some of them, I will be extremely proud of myself. But like all things, I'm gonna try to do it to the best of my ability. And that's why I wanted to post this video, just to kind of have you guys hold me accountable. I'm sure at the end of the year, I will make some sort of video looking back on how I did with these goals. Also, like I said at the beginning of the video, I would love to hear about your own resolutions for 2022. As always, if you have any questions at all, or you just want to connect with me, you can follow me on Instagram right here at Galbraith. And with that being said, I will see you guys in the next video. Happy New Year's, and let's get to work.